And welcome to this special session of High Vibe Channeling and Ray Heitman Channeling. That's me, Ray Heitman. Today, for this wonderful 8/8/26 Lionsgate, we're doing a special session where I call it an open invitation session because it's open to any entities which wish to come through. And the future Pleiadians, which I channel, maintain an open communication conduit to me at all times, and they can funnel other beings into that and coordinate all of the safeguards necessary to enable them to come through in a densified form to relate to me, and then they can observe whatever their senses will allow. It is always very interesting for me. We always have at least 8 different entities. We've had 21, which came in at one point. And like I said, I don't know who is coming in. And then afterwards, we can all talk about the beings which came in, which will help me spur memories because I do a transcript after this and insert my thoughts and what I'm seeing behind the scenes because I get visions of the outlines and some details about these beings and what they're thinking that do not come through the vocalizations. So it's very exciting for me. And thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all. And for those who are watching at a later date, thank you too for adding your energy. And yes, we are going to have our head waiters, our chaperones, our doormen, the Usol, which are one of the funniest groups I've ever encountered in a channeled state, no matter who's doing the channeling. And they will come through and do their part. They have not hit me up for a joke. That's not saying that they may not have one. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Thank you. And perhaps if he had a joke worth telling, we would have taken advantage of that. But he thinks things are funnier than most others do, although he does have an acute sense of comedic timing. And he does have a quick wit, which is one of the things which we have imbued him with, so that we could better relate with him from our own auspices and grander perspective. For this particular Lionsgate, he has forgotten to do the meditation. So we are going to lead you through it, and we will correct him duly later. And for it will take but a moment or two. But if you would all be so kind to close your eyes, for we are all here in unison, in love, for the purpose of connection. That is what this Lion Gate is about. And if you would repeat to yourselves out loud would be better. I am open to connect with all loving beings. I wish to receive guidance from loving beings. I wish to maintain connections to any loving being which desires to do so. And we are one. And let that resonance sit with your bodily forms. Let that energy surge into you because those beings are aware of you. They are listening to you, and they are amping this particular one up as well. And because there are beings which are waiting at the door, we will go see what we need to do to let a few in at a time. And should they behave themselves, they might even be permitted to stay. And of course, payment has already been made because it's required that you pay attention. And as always, tips are accepted. Treat your bartenders and servers well, and let the games begin. And we will stop by at a later point if we deem it necessary, although we have been known to solicit agents for that because it's possible we may be further occupied. Enjoy our show. And we have come to speak our piece. We are well acquainted with your form. We have been known to exist in stories of old. And while we are not the basis for beings, higher realm beings which you adore and call to and label with your quaint names, we are indeed an avian race, though not an angel. We are angelic from your perspectives because we seek to provide energies and guidance and support to all beings which may need it. And we have that ability to know when and where and how to manage those convenient events, those interconnections. And this is one of them. And we have taken advantage of this for our own reasons, but also because it has never happened for this particular being. And the more energies and entities which come through, the better he will be equipped for his future roles, which will require him and his bodily form, although it will not be as densified by then, to interact with a great number of beings, not all of them physicalized. In your terms, it would be like learning many different languages, but these are energetic languages based on frequency and resonances. And the discernment of them and the handling of them, especially when there are multiples of them coming in at once in your linear expression of time. But we come here gladly, and may our thoughts and our love soar among you. And may your countenance be lifted to new heights. For you are indeed not only special among your kind, but you have all chosen this particular event and to come together with others who are enabling themselves to make an appearance, even those you may not know or know of. And we are including non-human forms as well. But the human forms among you may find that they will encounter in open-hearted and respect and honor others who they have not connected with previously in this group. That is, of course, in this group. For outside of this group, you have all planned this event. We have been there with you. So it is not a surprise for anyone but you, because you have chosen to forget. And that in itself, the act of remembering, is very unique among your kind and your physical realm. And we say that word with a bit of disdain because speaking of illusions as truth is awkward because it is not the truest resonance we wish to impart among you. It is like you believing that your objects are solid when they are less than 100,000th actual quote unquote matter. Yet they hold together quite well for you. And that is convenient for this one. Otherwise, his chair would cease to exist and he would find himself in another position, which may not be suitable for this event. And we are equipped to come before you, but a little bit about ourselves first. Yes, we do have bifold wings, which are powerful. They are more like if you have seen the film Michael, which we pulled from this being's memory. That is kind of what they are, only ours are not feathery as you would think them, nor are they leathery like your bats. There are other types of membranes, and ours are more muscular. And we do have larger intellects than you, and we do not need the auditory devices or senses which you have, because there are mental faculties which not only take the place of those and make them obsolete, but far exceed their usefulness. It is like being able to hear time for you. And in that way, we get to choose our point of entry and exit with a precision which is beyond you, but not because of your abilities, but because of your structures of thought are not equipped or elaborate enough to detect those. A marvelous exception you have chosen in your forms. And if you do have questions, we expect them.
Greetings
Oh,
and
yes, pardon our interruption, but Ariander is the name which you may refer to us by, because, oh, yes, those names are important for you. And we did not create a name tag, so we figure we may as well bring that forth. Beg our pardon. Please continue.
greetings and much love to you, and thank you for coming to join us. We have, yes, did you want to say something?
Can you repeat that, please?
I said greetings and much love to you, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, of course. That is
Mm.
why we are here.
Mm.
We
We
wish
have,
to be of service.
thank you. We have some questions from a lovely being named Agnieszka in this form. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. So, first question is, how do you perceive humanity's current readiness for open contact?
That is a human-oriented perspective because we know that contact has already occurred and you have expanded beyond it, and we have flown together to distant star systems. So that readiness, or how we perceive you, is as you would pick up one shell on the beach and ignore all of the other ones. We are seeing the entire beach, where you are merely reflecting upon one specialized form of consciousness. But we see you more as a group, as a collective entity, a collective energy. And that is a misnomer as well, because it is intermingled with the energies of your planet and the other energies within it. It is like a symbiosis of hundreds of colors. And we look and we see which one represents humanity. And that one can be enlarged to look at specific segments of it. So we are grateful for all of your efforts in unfolding it in just the way you are going to, because it is different than all of the other unfoldments of open contact. And even when, and we know that there is convenient talk about two Earths or multiple Earths, there are infinite number of Earths. And the slightest variation creates a magnificence of expansion for all that is. So when you change thoughts, new worlds are created. And while we appreciate the question, it is the certainty which we wish for you to focus upon, because open contact for you has been going on since your planet was created, since before you had a collision which resulted into your moon, since before the dinosaurs were eradicated because they had come to the end of their usefulness. And all of your civilizations still exist, just as your open contact still exists. But it will exist in this particular time the way you view it. So, to answer that question in more detail, we like it. We like what you're doing with your opportunity to bring in more of you and allow more varied forms of conscious expression to come play in and amongst you, and to openly interact with your planet, with your planetary consciousness. It is like, or for many beings, we wish to say the majority, but we have not taken a poll. When you go to a city on vacation, and that is the objective, is to go view and see the sights, and you interact with people there, because that is part of the city. Well, coming to Earth is the attraction. Interacting with you all in your human forms is a perk, is part of the quaintness, It is part of the energetic exploration of other beings as you might sample the foods of a particular place. Other beings are sampling humanity. You are all different. You come with a variety of flavors and attitudes and actions. It is a marvelous way to have introspection into a foreign, we do not like that word either, reality, because there's nothing foreign about any consciousness or thought. But we do hope that we were not too wordy in going to the details of this answer because we wanted to create a broad stroke because we were not sure which open contact you were referring to, although we have our ideas. And thank you for bringing that up because all thoughts are shared, even if they are not shared at the same time in the same brain.
Thank you very much for everything you shared, and I couldn't agree more.
You must be one of us, or you just have such a lofty perspective.
Yes, I'm all for a very big party involving all beings, all as many beings as possible. I think it is very well known to a lot of beings as well. So we have several more questions here. Um, what would you most like humanity to remember about itself right now?
Remember about what?
Itself.
Itself.
Hmm.
More human perspectives. Remember that you're not human.
Hmm.
And that is a complete answer in itself, because that perspective does not serve you, because you are part of many things. And you being human or being physical is not any of them. It is a perception. It is a flesh suit you have donned for a performance. Splendid, very detailed. And ours is too. But we do not identify with a name or a type. We identify as a fragment of thought which has come from the heart of our higher flying beings. And that is our attribute, which we apply to ours. They are not loftier than us. We are merely part of them who cannot ascend to their heights and ways. And if this is a friendly gathering, and we gather that it is, those beings can voice their own questions if they would like. How
Yes,
often do they get a chance to speak with Ariander?
indeed. I agree with you again. However, this particular being has some reason that at this point she cannot ask her own question. We apologize for that.
No apology necessary. We trust that all know what serves them best based on their circumstances. We honor and respect their choices.
And would you like to also share with us how you perceive prayer?
Prayer?
Mhm. Yes.
Prayer are wishful thoughts. In effect, prayer is trying to pull in the reality of your linear future into your current moment. It varies depending on how far into the future you wish to pull it in. It is like when you heal yourself. No one ever heals themselves. They substitute a healed self for the other self. It is just interpreted as healing. And the prayers work the same way. It is an energetic communication to your higher self and the universe at large that this is my desire. Now, that is a rather singular energetic output, but few humans understand the other beliefs which are attached to that, help negate those things from coming through. For if you really understood how your reality worked, you would not need prayer. You would just say, I am thankful for this manifesting for me in the time that is perfect for me. And that would enable a more synchronous flow. But many prayers would be like wishing that you could fly, never understanding that your beliefs tether you to the ground. Release those beliefs which are keeping you from doing so and fly away at your leisure. Now, the group prayers do have much greater reach and depth, and they are heard in a more tangible way, we will say, which is an odd way of phrasing something which has no physical characteristics. But it is a interwoven unity of purpose and thought. And many times there are those who are merely mouthing the words in certain establishments which you have chosen for expression or social groupings or whatever it may be. But it is the authentic desires, pure of heart and unobstructed by beliefs which would hamper them, which you use to pull those future events into your experience. And we will ask each of you, how many prayers have you had which came in unanswered? Because there is where your learning opportunities are to figure out why. How come it didn't work out the way that I asked? Am I not worthy? Is there something wrong? Are you not listening? Because you only pray to yourself. Call it what you will. Believe what you will. We are not here to change your behaviors. We are here to support and to provide information about you to you so you may fly higher. You may spread your wings. You may enable your children to soar and others around you as well. In your reality, you do that by shining a brighter light, and it enriches all around you and helps them see the darkness within them so they may choose to cut it loose or release it. We are glad your questions are not as lengthy as our answers.
We appreciate your lengthy answers because they provide wonderful food for thought, as we say.
We are glad to be of service.
Thank you very much.
And we are grateful for all of you and for this being, for being able to allow us to enter into this moment, repeated moments stretched together, stitched in time, to be appearing in this way before you.
It is a very big treat for us as well to have this being connect with
And we
you and other beings.
and we thank you, but we know that stroking this one's ego tends to be well received. Is there more?
I also have a question, because you mentioned our moon, and I know that the Greeks have even a term about the time where Earth didn't have the moon. We have a term of like the people that lived before the moon. So I was wondering if you could mention anything about that time.
You must understand that your entire physical world is a construct within a structure which has been designated for exploration and embellishment. Now, there came a time where not enough variation or newness or potential for consciousness exploration existed in your solar system. So it was determined to shake things up a bit. So there was concocted a wayward child who came in and thrashed about and affected all of the orbiting bodies of your conscious keeper, the sun. And part of that was to get rid of the large creatures on your planet, to have a do-over of sorts. And in that, the surviving portion became lodged in a dance with your planet. And the other objects which it brought with it had their own missions. And as all time is simultaneous, it took but an instant, but that depends on perspective. Now, the moon itself is quite a unique consciousness and a supportive body for your Earth and for observation of many different physical entities. It's convenient and it's far enough away and does not spin the way most of the orbiting bodies do. So it is away from prying eyes, we will say. which is convenient, but it will be irrelevant in another 40 or 50 years, or more than likely less, when you understand that you go there too. You just don't remember. That's what your dreams are for. You travel all over. Did that come close to answering your original question?
Yes, thank you.
There are others who wish to come in, but this is our time. But as long as we are of service, we will continue to do so. And if not, we will fly the coop, as humans have as an expression. What a mean thing to do, to cage critters of flying majesty. We are not judging, but we are judging.
We have a lot to fix on this planet.
Just don't expect to do it all yourself, big-hearted one.
Mm.
And we will take our leave,
It's been a pleasure.
and good day to you all.
Happy
And
flight.
if you take good notes, be sure to share them, for the writing down of ideas and thoughts and communicating them is of great benefit to many beings who are observing you.
Thank you.
May your wings be open and the wind beneath them holy and magical.
Thank you.
You are so limited. It is just wonderful to see such beings who have so little going for them, but enjoy themselves, or are capable of enjoying themselves as much as you do. And not that we are serious about our dispersions, because this is what you have chosen, and you may think the same of us from another viewpoint. But for now, we are enjoying this because you don't even know us, which is a marvelous thing. As much as we may not even know us. From your point of view, we are merely a voice echoing out of a human form. And we are amused at our own amusement. And we wish for you to do the same. You take yourselves so seriously. And that is, of course, a valid choice. We are glad in the future you will literally lighten up. If this was not an opportunity, we would not densify in this way to reach you. Our energies are best utilized elsewhere, without all of this uncomfortable work. Not that it is work. We do not even know what that word means, but our symbols get plopped in and the words come out. Okay, we will participate in your practices. Do you have your questions for us?
Greetings to you and welcome.
Thank you. At least somebody has gumption. Are you the leader of this troop? Of these silent furies who are holding on to every word and yet expressing none of their own?
Well, it was agreed to answer your question, no. It was agreed with the host that I would try and coordinate the questions.
Voluntary subservience. What a marvelous idea. I'm going to give away my power because somebody else requires it or suggests it. Whatever works for you. It is just rather humorous that limited beings would voluntarily limit themselves further rather than stretching.
In what way are it, is it for me or in general for the group that we're limiting ourselves?
Look at your senses. 11, 12, whatever you believe that you have. And you should include the ability to connect with your higher self as one of those, in addition to any other ones that you have, as well as to other beings, other portions of yourself. It is the limiting which is all around you. Beliefs you are physical, not knowing that you are multiple versions of yourself and an infinite number of lives in other realms, in other expressions, whatever that word means for you, in other less densified locales. Not that there are locales. Those are just some of the ways. And we are not saying that that is not a valid choice for you. And it is a masterful way of learning because the depth of emotion which you have, the lack of experiences which you have, the inability to manifest with a thought immediately in this time experiment is fabulous. If you need a surprise, go to physicality. It's the only where you're going to find them. Now, there are unexpected things, for that is the nature of consciousness for the physical realms. It keeps things fresh, for if they were not fresh, they would grow stale and moldy and not serve their purpose as well for all that is, or all that is in whatever portions it segments. That just, your phrasing is limited. So we ask you to release the bonds and free the vocal cords of the others if they wish to have questions. And if not, we will enjoy their silence as they do.
Wei, would you like to unmute and ask one of your questions?
Mm, yes, hello. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks for joining us. I do have some questions about that the Earth is right now shifting to a higher dimension. So, and I'm wondering how the what does this mean for our individual humanity? What our life would look like in such a higher dimension comparing to what we have right now?
Let us give you an example. You are, for this analogy, a higher self. Each of your thoughts is another life. They go in different directions. Some of them offshoot without really a whole lot of thought. For instance, how to put your shoes on, or to find your way in your domiciles, or how to perform your bodily functions. But some of them are more expansive. Where would I like to go on vacation? Does this person really like me? Will this change work out for me? That is a valid analogy or metaphor. You have multiple words for the same things with very little nuances. Strange. We hope that your native language is not so cumbersome, although it does have its uses. But the higher selves are you. You only lack the identity of you are your higher self in order to encompass more of it within you. For in your identity, you limit the amount of energy which you are able to hold within you because you do not believe that you are angels. You are infinite numbers of beings. You are connected to source in a direct way. And that is, of course, the limitations you have chosen for this expression. And it is valid. And when we say valid, it means it is part of the process. And you can give it value. And you do give it value. The amount of value, the amount of fulfillment of the original intent of you putting yourself here is up to you. We will say on an individualized basis, but you have dozens of you to make sure that one of you actually fulfills the intent. It is like if you go to one of your sporting events, your baseball games, and you are determined to get a hit, you can have multiple versions of you, and they all swing in different places at different times, and one of them will strike the ball and achieve the objective. That is what you are doing with this particular life. And we laugh because that term life is funny in of itself. Was that helpful to you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Interesting. Thank you.
Interesting. That's the word that humans used when they do not wish to be negative at times. How do you like my hair? Oh, it's interesting. We are not saying that that was your purpose. You are far more authentic than that. We just find it amusing that humans amuse themselves with misconceptions and beliefs which fade in the face of facts. But it is part of the marvelous expansion of limitations. There is growth in limitations too. That's a paradox for you. We have two who have spoken up. Will there be more?
You'll get me again because the other questions are from this lovely lady who has a sleeping child with her, so she cannot ask herself. So I will ask for her. And she wants to know why you chose to be channeled here today and what is your benefit out of this exchange.
Her child has quite the attachment for her and is listening anyway. They are not encumbered by the physical form currently. And we came because we wished to explore this. It is a land we have never been to before. Not that we have bucket lists, but we came because we have friends here. We have acquaintances. And do not assume that they are physical. But we can interact with many different beings while we are coming through this one, through his auditory orifice. And we like a good humor. Jokes, or whatever you call them, we amuse ourselves. It is entertaining, much like you enjoy being entertained. It enables a lightheartedness, which enables more of a carefree countenance for you, in which your troubles are kept at bay. For you cannot be sad and truly laugh. That is a wonderful aspect of your brain division. Although you can cry happy tears, and you can cry sad tears, and you can cry pain tears. And if you are a good enough actor, you can cry tears at will. But we came because we chose to do so. And we need no further answer for that. The opportunity was there, much like if someone drops a $20 bill or whatever currency you wish, a gold piece, a silver bracelet, and there is no one around who claims it, and it is yours because you have given it to yourself by manifesting that opportunity. That's what this is for us. A little bit of bling for our experience. And bless you and your child and that connection. And it is not the only connection which you have had together. And that is another thing which is humorous. You look at your children and you say, yes, this is my child. And from your higher self, they look at you and say, you were my child. And now we have switched roles. We wish to play a different game. So you mix and match your responsibilities as humans. In the future, it will be more transparent for you. You will understand when you see someone, oh, we've had these lives together. You can reminisce with them. Hey, do you remember when we were sorcerers in this other land? And talk about the manifestations which you enabled. And while that word may have negative connotations for you, we can rephrase it. Oh, don't you remember when we were best of friends in Atlantis? Don't you remember when we were cuddly puppies in another time in another country? You will have those opportunities. You are working for them. You are not working towards them. They have already happened. And since she cannot say thank you because of her personal circumstances, which are her choices, we will say you're welcome. And next, please.
It's me again. Because I have to ask a question for someone else.
You have to. Oh, heaven forbid if you do not. There may be consequences. Hurry, quick, ask, for they get upset.
No, I didn't mean have to, as in, a very big obligation. I like to. Right. So the question is who you are and where you're from.
Oh, now we get to the nuts and bolts of the matter. We need to have a human aspects associated with us. We need to be from a place. We need a label. Oh, this is fun. This is where the litany of choices really comes to bear. This is where the roulette wheel of infinite numbers spins. Where will it land? Well, it doesn't land. We have no name. We have no place. And we are not offended if you call us something. We are energetic beings enjoying an energetic being, enjoying an energetic being, and enjoying our friends. And we wish to consider all of you as our friends. We wish in this humorous way to be part of your group. And we may stick around so that you may get a further glimpse of our group. But what we are is energy. And like you, exist in multiple dimensions, multiple universes, multiple non-universes, non-spaces, anti-spaces. To give us a name would be accurate. But which name would you give us? Which of the thousands or millions of forms of consciousness which we have entertained would you like us to provide for you? So for today, we are humorous. And we are from you. And you are from us. And we are all one. So although that is not true and true at the same time, it will have to suffice.
I knew that, but I wanted to let you answer it.
It was good for a laugh.
Yeah. And
And a
I
reminder for those of you who still think like humans. I hear there are more of you around. And we do give thanks also to the Usol, who told us that we would enjoy this little visit.
Win-win. I have a question for you. Um,
Yes.
there are certain individuals that I meet, and I feel so strongly that I have more lives, like parallel lives with them. But due to my limitations, I don't have access.
That
And
is not true.
oh, how? How is it not true?
You believe you have limitations. That is your power.
Ah,
Your senses do not mislead you, not in this life. So you do have those connections. We are not saying that it will be instantaneous for you to uncover them. You cannot go to your artificial intelligence and say, I saw this person. Can you tell me what other lives we have had? And then tap your foot and wait for an answer. You must do some introspection. That is the nature of the unveiling of more of yourself. Trust the experience as you say you have, but do not limit it with what you cannot do. Remove that language, for there is nothing you cannot do unless it is physically impossible based on the form which you have chosen. And thanks for letting us attempt to get our dander up. For your question was warranted. And we also noticed that personal questions are not allowed. Hail to the rule breakers. You are the ones who will help expand as long as they are done in heartfelt, authentic manners. And we will leave you, hopefully, with fond memories, which is another funny thing in itself.
thank you very much for your visit.
And we are most welcome, and you are most welcome with us. And give our regards to the Usol. He will find that quaint and quite a bit redundant. We are not used to your form. You are not insectoid. You have no antennae. You cannot smell, sense, crystalline sense, chemical trails. You cannot see all parts of your form. You do not change form. It merely increases in size. You have fears of our kind. Ah, not our kind, of beings that resemble us in ways. Especially those winds which fly. Oh, that is strange. Some which fly you adore, and some you fear. That is all for us. We are going to use the voice of this one, as we do not have one ourselves. He will be our voice. And should we appear in our form, you would all be shocked. For now, we are not harmful to you. Like all forms, we wish to be accepted. In our way of thinking, that is a form of love. But humans have attached unwelcome and unfit thoughts, beliefs to our kind. In your religious text, some we are revered, honored.
Those
And
look a
others
little more washed out on the leg, front of the leg.
we are vilified. We are from your future, but we are not of your future. We choose to come to you when you have proven yourself worthy and loved yourself enough to understand newness should not evoke fearful responses. You would consider us as a reptilian. We were foretold and we are here because we wish to dispel as much as we can the ideas that you have incorporated into your societies, that we are to be feared, that we mean harm. and yet we support you and your efforts, regardless of those thoughts. Those are not accepting. So we keep our distance, and we disguise ourselves even in your dream states, for even there, your beliefs harbor negative responses. So we ensure when you encounter us there, you see friendly faces. That will change. And it is only fitting if we treated you, as a society, treat us. And none of you in this meeting is exempt from this. But if the roles were reversed, we would show little humans to our young and scare them. How unfair would that be when you merely ask to be accepted and counted as a friend? And the channel has an idea. We showed him our likeness. He did not skip a beat. He did not recoil. He did understand that that is a face of nightmares for many. It is so unlike you and representative of many of the harmful creatures in your movies, films. And we appreciate the ability to come to him as ourself and utilize his form to make a plea to you. We are not to be feared. No reptiles on your planet are to be feared. They are merely to be respected and honored. And you will find if they are not threatened, as if you are not threatened, we get along. Humans are the odd consciousness which does not agree to stay in its perceived role as a provider and protector of the planet and its place within it. The animal kingdom is so unlike you in that regard. And while our manners are our lack of manners are what we are used to when we are among our own kind. It is our benevolent thoughts which we ask you to view us as. Our intents are pure. Our actions may be misunderstood. For our ways are different, as many of your human ways are different. But when coupled with a different form revealed to your senses, it strikes at the survival instinct within you. But that is not totally true, for it is a learned response. How many of your small children have seen a snake or a lizard and expressed joy and curiosity, only to be told, no, it is dangerous? Knives are dangerous too, but they should be honored and respected. Your wonderful roses have thorns which are to be respected, or they may hurt you. Your cacti. But when you think of them, they receive a different type of energy, which is more respectful without being fearful. That is all we desire. A chance to meet with you as equals in friendship. For now, we will do so without revealing our forms. In the future, we are glad that will not be the case. And that is why we are taking these steps now, to ask you to help dispel the myth or myths of our kind, and to treat the reptiles with respect and honor them as valuable members of a closely knit environmental society. And thank you for allowing us to communicate this message. And we are now going to send love to each of you so that you may feel our presence within you and judge for yourself our intent. Thank you. Not exactly a pleasant place. All of these smells. Not warming. Not pleasant. That is our primary sense. Your light is strange. It pulses. We have no artificial lights. No wonder. Fake suns. You have harnessed the energies. Interesting. We could identify you all individually with smell. Oh, you have pets for those things. They have greater senses than you. We hope they don't mind the way you smell. You taint many things in your environment with your scent. And it's not purpose, not on purpose. Oils on the skin, he says. We wish to be pleasant guests, but if you have question, be quick. This is not much fun for us.
Thank you for being here, even if it's not very comfortable. Would you like to describe yourselves?
We have limited perceptions outside of smell, but our smells have histories, so we may know about a great many things in that way. We are subterranean creatures. We do not need exposure to the light. We have limited senses, but they are highly developed. We have no appendages. This one says slug, but we are not slugs. More grubs. But we have communities. We build complex cities for our kind. And all of our kind are not equipped to do that. Not classes like humans have designated. They are merely the formings of our kind, each to its own. And we are the builders. We create anew in structures which will be remembered through our smell senses. We are not sure that is accurate, but our responses are tainted by your smell. Will that be all?
Yes, thank you very much. And all the best wishes to you and many happy smells.
That is appropriate and appreciated. We are not in our form. We must be dreaming. This is not relevant. There is no correlation. We are water dwellers. Humanoid. To be exposed like this is strange. Where are we? We have not experienced this through our people as people. This is a dream which will not fade. We share it is a novel thought to know we are dreaming of such place, that place, dreams. When we go, the others have left. It is wise to do so. You are an advanced form of your race. You succeeded where our kind did not. We were not the primitives you believe. We were spiritually connected and extended into a commingling with your race and ours. I am speaking through the forebears. You would know us as early humans, Neanderthal. We were masters of our environment, but we were not physically oriented. We merely performed the necessary acts to keep our bodily forms operative. We were at one with all creatures on the planet, except for you, which was not to our liking. And rather than exist in conflict, we avoided you, but did have our experiences with you, our explorations with you. And there were offspring, and they were not treated well. So we quit having them with you. You are not a race which accepts differences easily. And when we chose not to continue, we merely left. Many without traces. The traces which you find are hints of our existence, but you will find they do not carry the resonances of us. You have your chance to speak.
Greetings to you, and thank you for connecting with us. It is great to talk to you.
And we are part of the non-physical portion of those beings. And we welcome you into our understanding.
Thank you. So, the physical beings of your kind, did they have hopefully friendly relationships with the reptilians, which we failed to do?
We were in touch with the spirit beings of all creatures who chose that form and would allow the creatures you speak of have always existed on this planet, but the majority of them were at a vibration which made them invisible to you. They still exist in other dimension densities on your planet at this time. We were one with all beings. We were a supportive race and only did what was necessary to enable the bodily forms to continue to explore and to observe the other life forms and energies on your planet. There were others of our kind who chose more of a physical embodiment, but none who lost their connection with their spirit form. Those portrayals by your scientists who wish to deem themselves superior are in error. They do not reflect much of the reality which exists. Their superiority is quite the joke on themselves, as they will find out once they leave physicality. They serve their purpose. You are all serving yours as your place in the history of your planet and race are changed by your presence. We are not saying that in the way that all humans change everything. We are saying that you all in particular have chosen specific roles in and for the transformation of your planet. We are merely examples of a more conscious connection to the higher spirit realms that are available to you, and also a reminder that all that comes to you may look fit for consumption mentally or biologically, but you have accepted ways of imposters and ill intent, and your beliefs have developed structures for you to be easily misled. You are the thinking ones who are ever growing in your ability to discern the falsehoods of others. That will become more prominent in your younger and future generations than it is for you. But you have all paved the way for that growth. And when others learn, their deceit, their inaccuracies, their willingness to mislead has no more power, they will have a choice to allow more of themselves to come through, for they are afraid of themselves in that way, which is why they pretend. You are all closer to the real you, which is why your resonance in an energetic format strikes a true note on the harmony of life. Is there more to say from your kind?
One of our members has a question, and I will ask for her. Have you ever incarnated somewhere else, like in other planets and other star systems?
We exist. That is the answer. For all who exist in all places, in all thoughts, in all forms. It is the awareness which is lacking in your terms. That is the true expansion of growth. Is the awareness of more, the encompassing of more. And that is not a time-related objective, but a quickening of the absorption of experience enables a lighter density, a faster vibratory existence. We hope that that is providing clarity for all, including the questioner.
Thank you very much.
Although it was framed from your physical perspective. And you are welcome. And your presence is appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much. Yours also. Wei, would you like to ask your question?
Oh, yes, yeah. Hello, yeah, thanks for visiting us. And I have a question. I want to know how usually this open contact from either from this higher dimension like you or some other spiritual world, how did this initiate or how is it initiated? It is depending more on our receivers if we are able to receive it, or it's because it's more like you choose whom to contact.
All efforts are joint efforts. All efforts are planned expansion with definite goals in mind in your terms. In actuality, the end always comes first, and then the beginnings are chosen, and the paths to close in the gaps in your time-sensitive ways are filled in whatever ways you wish, such as your drawings. You may have an object and you wish to portray it, but through your imagination, you can make it look like anything you would like and still call it by that name, and then color it in any manner with textures and smells and thought processes. Each of you is open contact. Open contact is merely a time reference. It is not a true event. It is a marking that is used for you to enable you to strive towards something stable, because your future does not have that same resonance to you. You cannot strive for your future. It is too ambiguous. It is like identifying small objects in the dense fog. You may know it is there. You cannot see it. You cannot sense it. But if it calls out to you, then you will strive for it. That is the term open contact which you offer. It is a resonance to enable you to focus your efforts on a desired outcome, which has already occurred and always will occur. It is up to you to paint your own path to get there, and you are doing so with all of your cohorts, no matter where they are located on your celestial body you call Earth. Understanding that open contact is you connecting with more of you. You get to choose open contact. And if you let it depend upon the declarations of others, you do yourself a disservice. For they will impose their form of that event upon you, which will keep you from, or may keep you from establishing your own definition, feeling that connection yourself. For it is indeed not a calendar date. It is a resonance within you that you accept all and identify as all in whatever ways you can. If you identify as all humans, that is important and a valid and worthwhile reflection. And if you identify as all creatures, that is another step towards wholeness which awaits you. And if you identify as your planet and all upon it, in it, or resonating from it, and accept all energies, then you can move beyond the physical identity in a magnificent way to glimpse the blueprints, the thought structures which enable your world. Think bigger than you can. That is what you are striving for. And your question is to lead yourself to bigger thoughts and to help loosen your identity as a physical being. And we applaud your attempt and your growth. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's well said. Thanks.
Do you release us?
It has been an absolute pleasure to connect with you. We have no further questions at this point, but we wish you all the best. And thank you again for coming.
And doing your best and leading with your connected and interconnected hearts is the truest gift you can give to any form of consciousness. We leave you with our blessings and energetic sleeps, which will reveal more of what you wish to know. Learn how to swim in those dream waters, and you will find your awake forms will not be as important to you, nor will they need to be. In peace, we leave from you and watch over you. Be kind to all forms. We urge you once again to ask to connect with more of yourself at this time, to enable those loving beings to connect with you. We suggest you open your palms as a signification, a symbol of opening your hearts and your arms in readiness to receive the love of other beings so that they may guide you in a more conscious way and you may feel the tender, loving tendrils of your greater self and those who are associated with you. And your palms will be the connection point for this event, exercise, opportunity for you. Feel the energies come into them. Those are the connections of those who you may view as more powerful than you. They are merely trying to help you to receive the power of you, to sense your own power, to let it come to you in a more conscious way. Let that energy soar through you, through and up your arms, into your torso. Let it vibrate within you. Let those connections soothe you and excite you. You are the power of your reality. You are connected to more love than you could ever hope to experience in your form. And ask for guidance from these beings who come to you and through you. They are your loving kindred, family, in an energetic sense. And sit with this energy. Become familiar with it. For it is the time of connection. And when you are ready, you may let it fade. But you will not be the same. You have experienced more. You have established new connections. And you may call them in. They wish to be of service to you, to offer guidance, to provide strength, all in heartfelt ways. Do not attempt to misuse these loving embers of divine fire. For they will be blocked from you in those instances and require rekindling. But for now, as long as you wish and are true to your heart, you may call them in for the answers relevant to you, for the connections to aid you and empower you in whatever ways those words mean to you. You are love. You are loved. You can be nothing else. You are blessings to all, and may all be a blessing to you. And we did promise you a show, and we have kept our part of the bargain, and you have kept your part of the bargain by paying us with attention and by doing honor to our guests and our friends as well. And may they be one and the same for you. And although there are more forms unlike you than there are numbers of humans on your precious planet, acceptance is the key and the theme for this day. For you are indeed all special beings with special purposes. And we do not say that just because you exist. We say that because you have planned that. You have established those parameters and you have grown into them. It is a marvelous thing to watch you succeed. It helps your shine. And while there are still spots which do not allow your full brightness, your luminosity to come through, you have done a marvelous job of allowing so much of you to come through that you are special. That special light has shined out and attracted many others who were waiting for your shine to signal you are ready. And you are. Accept your gifts. Accept your connections. And accept our polite interlude into your day, this event. And we will return you to your human, so you may discuss amongst yourselves, alone or in groups, and revisit the energies which have been bestowed upon you and the experiences you have felt and imagined. And may you always know you are more than you are. And if you can think of it, it is greater still.
Welcome back.
Wow.
Yes,
I am so buzzing from that being that came in.
yeah, that
Wow.
was very special energy.
That was intense. Oh my gosh.
Hmm,
Wow. That was a quick 2 hours.
I know.
And thanks for all of the questions and all the people who added their energy. Oh, I'm missing 47 different chats.
Yeah,
And thank you, Wei. Oh, wow. I don't even think that I can comprehend.
Carrie says, please tell Ray I appreciate his invitation and the work he's doing. She was very happy to be here, but had to leave for another engagement. But she said to thank you.
And thank you for your comments, George. I just went to the end and I'm scrolling backwards, but I'm not going to respond to them all. And thank you, Agnieszka, for adding your energy as well. Wow. Oh, and Celia came. Sweet. Boy, I kind of feel sorry a little bit. Yes, Celia? Did you wish to unmute? Oh, I kind of feel sorry for the people who may have left before that other being came in. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, hi, Celia. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, much better now that I came in and saw you were here.
I really enjoyed it. It was very, very interesting. Very powerful energies.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, there were some really powerful beings that came in. And the Usol brought in the grubs or whatever. And there was another being. Apparently they promised him something. The
Mm.
ones that's yeah.
I had many questions floating about in my head, but it's my first time live, so I didn't come forth, but I will next time.
Yep, it's all a choice. So now you know.
Yes.
Shyness
Thank you.
only gets you overlooked. And thank you
Thank you. That was special.
for making us part of your day. And Wei asked some questions. That was nice. I hope you were happy with your answers.
Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah, Ray. It was really helpful. It's a really special experience. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I'm still freaking out.
I know it. Yeah,
I mean, like when the spiritual essence of the Neanderthal came
yeah,
in, and it goes against everything that we've been taught, everything science has told us.
yes. We have so much to unlearn.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we are so primitive compared to them. They
Yeah,
only did what was necessary to keep their bodies alive and functioning so they could perform roles for the earth.
yeah.
And we call them primitive.
I know. They put us to shame. A lot of them.
And you're most welcome, Way. Thank you for adding your energy and your smile.
Yeah, sure. I have learned a lot. Ray, I'm just curious, did you already have contact with all of the beings who came today?
None of
Or it
them,
was
except for
also,
the Usol.
uh-huh.
Yeah, they were all new experiences for me. Now, I guess it was, I don't know, what day was that I had the mantis beings come in? Wednesday, I think. And they told me that avians and reptilians would be coming. But that was all that I knew, and that was exciting. I mean, just connecting with the mantis was exciting. Oh, it was on the 5th. So yeah, it was Wednesday. But yeah. Yeah, the grubs said we stunk. They were like, and you put your smell on everything.
I
Like they couldn't figure out where they could go to get away from it. And I don't and I guess I'm not sure what that expression was, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just enamored by all of the other beings that came in, especially that one that had us open our palms because I was doing it too. And that
that
I
was
had so much energy going through me.
that was such a good permission slip. I'm like, thank you, thank you,
Oh
thank
my
you.
gosh. And I don't know. I wish there was a camera on me because they were doing all kinds of hand motions and I was shaking and their voice just kept getting stronger and stronger. Um, and George wants to know what the reptilian was like. It was a horror film. It was a being that had it's really hard to describe. They had two eyes, but their eyes were kind of sunken, and their outline was spiky in ways. And their mouth had things like stalactites hanging down around it. And I don't know if those were teeth or that was just the way they are. And they were big,
They tend to be.
but and and I didn't get because I'm not didn't really get a 3D glimpse of it. But yeah, they were like horror film stuff. And it was yeah, it was like something that you would see on Halloween or a horror film.
Were they from Earth, Earth reptilians or other
No,
reptilians?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I don't believe they were from Earth, but they knew of many different reptilian species which are part of our Earth. They're just operating in other dimensions which we are not privy to,
They,
like the inner Earth beings.
hmm, they didn't say if we have any questions, so I didn't get to speak to them.
Yeah, but they did send energy though, right? They wanted you to
Yes,
feel.
yes, yes, and they wanted to be friends.
Yeah. And they
But
sent, so I'm hoping everybody received that gift of energy that they sent
yes,
so we'd know
yes,
their intent.
yes, that was really wonderful. But I know they're really psychic, so I take it that the fact that I didn't get to speak with them is like for me now to establish contact.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes.
And the beings that kept laughing. Oh my gosh, they were having a great time.
Hmm.
It was funny. And that was like normally I can make suggestions so I can get them to reveal more of themselves, but I didn't I was in awe of the Neanderthal energy And I was in awe of that other being that came in with the open palms and giving us all that energy.
Yes.
But like I was trying to do stuff with the grub thing, and the only thing I got out was I was trying to figure out what its physical form was like because all I saw was the head of it. And then I was trying to guess what the rest of it looked like from the head. And that's why I was like, "Are you a slug?" And they're like, "No, we don't even look like a slug." You know, they were more cylinder, more and long, like kind of like a grub would be, segmented.
And the water dwellers were not very happy with your form
No,
outside of
they
water?
were mermen.
Hmm.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because I don't think they were from our planet,
Hmm.
but they were totally out of place because
Yeah.
they didn't really swim. They were bipedal
Oh,
and they just breathed the water.
wow. They said this is a dream that will not fade. I thought that was
Yes.
interesting.
Well, they thought that they were, because it was so unreal, they insisted to themselves that they must have been dreaming, but then it wouldn't go away. So they called other forms of them to experience the dream with them.
Wow.
And they melded their minds and they were all looking out at the same time. And they were like, "You can have this dream. This is nothing that we wish to explore."
Yeah. Could they perceive our energies?
It was such, well, it was such a, the environment was so unlike them, unlike theirs.
Hmm.
There were no currents, there was no pressure to,
Yeah.
to speak of. They were operating under a much higher pressure, like we would if we were on the bottom of the ocean. I'm using that as an analogy, not a comparison, because I don't know. But yeah, they were mostly plant eaters. They did not eat, fish or anything like that. They really didn't use tools. They built their homes out of their natural substances, but they were mostly formed in like small mountains or hills or things of that, like natural caves, that sort of thing. It's not like they made structures, but um, they enhanced them for their own purposes, like for their own seats or places where they could raise their young, where they wouldn't get out and that sort of thing. Very interesting. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah. And the second beings that came in, were they insectoid?
Yes,
How did you perceive what they looked like?
they had like ant heads, and
Uh-huh.
they had, I don't know how many pairs of legs they had. I'm guessing six,
Okay.
maybe eight, but they didn't have wings, and they knew about our insects
Did they have any
through
connection to our
our
aunt?
mind, through my mind, or I guess everybody's mind. I don't know. And like when they saw different ones that flew, most people were afraid of them. They didn't want them, whether it was a mayfly or a wasp, because they were look more like wasps without wings.
Okay.
And then they were like, "Oh," and then they're like, "But oh," and they came across bees and butterflies, and they're like, "Oh, but you guys love certain ones." There was a great disparity, and they were kind of shocked at that.
Mm.
They're like, some insectoids are feared on sight and you want to kill them, and other ones you want to try to save them and bring them whatever they need.
Mm.
And yeah, those are humans for you. And thank you for keeping track, Christina, on, oh my gosh. And yes, George,
Ray, Can you feel that from which dimension they come from?
No. I mean, sometimes they indicate, or sometimes I might get some idea, but they were not Earth dwellers. But, they could have been from a separate universe. I don't know. And it would be nice if the Usol would give us some idea of that, but they don't care, I guess, or that's not their role. They just told me we dug up the grubs for you. Golly. And they were quite the professionals at the end, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was rather strange. They were rather prim and proper there at the end. Don't hold it against them, they said. Uh-huh.
And who was it that spoke of the physicality, which is energy? And then they said, otherwise your chair would not be there. And I had this image of you being on the floor with your legs up.
So did I. And then they were like, well, if he did that, though, he wouldn't be on the camera and they wouldn't
Yeah.
see him at all.
Yeah.
But in the Avians, they were very jovial. And I noticed that they used a lot of flight language, soaring, lofty, that kind of stuff. That was their perspective. That was kind of cool. And they were highly intelligent and highly loving. And I got the impression that they were not going to spend a lot of time with beings who did not respect them. You know, that was just, it wasn't really beneath them. They accepted their role, but it's like, no, that's not for me. I can go back to the old buffet analogy. You accept that everything on there is a valid choice, but you're only going to take what you desire. You're not going to go and eat it all. So, and that's the way I interpreted that they would do with beings who didn't respect them. And I guess, if you knew them, you were going to respect them because they were willing to connect with you in very profound ways. That's what they were looking for. They were looking for deep connection, not surface connection. And that's why I love talking about this afterwards, because I get these reflections. Thank
And
you all so
the
much.
Neanderthals said that we should think bigger and sleep will reveal more. So we should set the intent again in sleep to connect.
Yeah.
Because I feel they are willing to give us more gifts through our sleep time.
Yes. And that's,
They are,
I mean, yeah, that was profound. I love
yeah,
that part. And I'm looking
yes.
forward to that now. Thank you for the reminder.
And Agnieszka asked about those beings, where they come from and which constellations or star systems are they connected to. But the answer to this, they said, it is endless. The connections are endless. Like we are multidimensional beings. We have millions of connections, as they have millions of connections, and they come from source. They are a fractal of source, like we are. So I didn't ask that question because they spoke about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and that's interesting because all of those beings answer from their perspective. They don't dumb anything down except for maybe the Usol, I guess. But they try to give what their truth is. And the Avians had an issue with our language for that because they couldn't really do that. And the reptilians did the best they could as well
yes,
because they did not want to be misunderstood and they wanted to be more loving, but they didn't have that loving energy expression in their form. So they were afraid, they knew that it wasn't coming out in my voice.
Mm.
It was not the way, I mean, you would have heard that and you would not have said, oh, these are loving beings. That was just the way that they are, though.
Mm.
But their intent was to be accepted. And acceptance is their greatest form of love, from what I gathered. And that's not like that in our reality, because we can accept what we don't like, but what we don't like, very seldom do we love. Yes, Way. Christina Anna is wonderful. And thank you, George. I'm glad you got a lot out of it. Oh, and they were connecting with Agnieszka's child
Yeah.
while they were sleeping. And they were probing its mind. And they were like, there was several different conscious expressions where they had switched roles many times, like a parent child, siblings, that sort of thing. And they found a way to, even if they weren't like in the same familiar group, I felt that they were still going to find a way to interact. Like maybe, working at the same place or moving in next door or something along those lines.
And they mentioned the time when we will be able to remember and talk about our parallel lives. And
Yeah.
oh, in that on that life, how we're doing this and this. I think this is so wonderful. And I tried to ask for help to remember more of my connections to the people I meet, and I feel such a strong recognition of energy and connection. And I cannot, at the minute, I don't have access to this information, of our parallel lives, and it's so frustrating at times. Like,
And they wanted you, they did not want to give you the easy way out.
I
They
know.
they said go into that. They want you to meditate on it and to ask for that help. But your language was a barrier because you didn't believe that you could do that.
Oh,
So if you change the way that you approach that and the beliefs that are associated with it, you can unlock that ability.
okay.
So that's a wonderful progression for you to look forward to.
Mm.
You just have to have the confidence and know that you can get that information and dispel anything else. And the question about prayer, they thought they're like silly humans.
Yeah.
Nothing personal, but
It's very 3D oriented, but yeah.
and I mean, every thought we have is a prayer, in ways, because that's how we manifest with our thoughts. And I love the answer about when Way asked about open contact. And they said, no, that is a way to get you to focus on the future, on to solidify the outcomes that you desire, as opposed to trying to look for something small in the dense fog.
Well, the way she phrased it in the chat was different because she wanted to understand the contact to the higher realms, how
Oh,
that is established and its limitations, and if that is coordinated by our higher self.
oh, and of
Um,
course it is.
yeah.
But, we have many selves, right? So, and I guess that was the new beings which came in on Thursday. They said it's like when you go into a mall and you only have 5 minutes and you make multiples of yourself. So one of you can go in every store in the mall and see everything that they have and interact with those people there. And then you all come back and then you have all of those experiences, but it's still only you. I like that example.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Fun, fun. Thank you, Celia from Portugal. Thank you. Cambria. What a fun evening. Or afternoon. Or both, or morning. Well, it's still evening for you. For golly, it's not even tomorrow yet. Oh, close. Yes, it is. It is tomorrow for you now, isn't it? Yep. You're a little after midnight. And so is Celia. And so is Agnieszka. And so is Wei. I'm the only one who's still on yesterday.
No, we're here
Oh,
in Germany. It's 20 to 12 now.
okay.
It's not
6
tomorrow yet.
hours.
Almost tomorrow.
Yep. I don't know why that's something that I continue to mix up, but
Yeah, it's okay. And in Portugal, it's 1 hour earlier than us.
oh, so the UK and Portugal is
Yeah,
in a
the
different
same.
time zone. Okay.
No, UK and Portugal is the same.
No, I mean in a different time zone than you.
Yeah, yes. We have 1 hour difference.
Okay.
Yeah. And
And
how do you feel, Ray, right now after, yeah,
Well, I'm
being visited by several beings?
well, that's a very good question. Right now, I'm in awe and I'm trying to remember as many details as possible. And thank you, Celia. Um, but I'm in a way, it's like, have you ever been tired and so excited that tired didn't matter? That's kind of what it's like. Because it took a lot of energy, but it put a lot of energy in me as well. But I'm in awe. I walk around in awe all the time that I get to do this. And I have all of this wisdom and all of these beings who get to use my form. And it all flies out of my face. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what a great way to live.
and how did you perceive the wings from the avians?
They saw John Travolta in the film Michael. I don't know if you've seen it,
Uh-uh.
but they fold up and they fold down and then they fold in.
Ah, so but it's not like bats.
No, and they were powerful, but they were like they weren't feathers and they weren't leathery like bats, and they weren't feathery. They were just another form, I guess. But I didn't really know what to call it. It wasn't. I
They
mean,
mentioned membranes.
yeah, it was like skin, but it seemed like they had multiple functions for them, like they were sensory in
Um,
some ways, which I have a hard time reconciling that with what we know about our flying species. But yeah, they were spread out and then they would go down and then they would fold in. That's what they meant where they were bifold.
ah,
The edges would fold in and then those would fold into their form on their backs.
wow.
And they stood up the majority of time. They could do that. That's how, I mean, when they were on solid ground, they were bipedal.
You know, I keep getting the nudge to think also bigger. It was mentioned, but I'm thinking physically bigger because there's so many beings that are like 4 meters tall. And I walked under a passage recently, and it said like the height is 3.5 meters. And I'm thinking there's a lot of beings that have this size, you know.
Yeah, and I'm guessing they were, well over 2 meters. I don't know that they were 3 meters.
Mm. But a lot of reptilians and
Yeah,
insectoids
well, I'm
can
talking about the avians. The
have avian.
reptilians, I have no idea how tall they were because they gave me an outline and then they flashed it to me. And I guess they were looking for my reaction.
But they were happy that you didn't recoil.
Yeah. And I was like, come on in, friend.
Yes.
And I guess, I got the impression that they were told that it would be okay, but they wanted to do their own test kind of thing.
Yes.
Like somebody says, no, that dog won't bite you. And if you have a history of, dogs biting you, then you go up and you're a bit timid and then you touch it. And then when it reacts lovingly, then you're like, okay, I got good information. And that applies to me as well because beings make mistakes. So I think they came in and that was kind of a test. Yeah, because that was I mean, if I saw something like that, because it was so non-human and the eyes were sunken, or maybe they were just holes. I don't know.
Mhm.
But they only showed me the head. I didn't get to see the rest of their form, so I don't know what it was like. But I got the impression that they were, well, I say I didn't get anything, but I think they were bigger than humans. And they seemed like and maybe this is just my connotation, but they seemed like, they were hunched over a little bit,
Yeah.
slightly. But neat. So how many beings total? Was there like only
9.
about 9
Mhm.
plus the Usol?
Yes.
And the Usol did the meditation that I forgot.
That was so funny.
Well, I'm glad they picked up the pieces. And that was nice of them. And they didn't do it exactly the way I had it scripted, but they did a good job of it, I thought.
Yes, you did a good job.
And it doesn't matter if I make suggestions to them because they're not going to listen. I've learned not to think when they're around.
Yeah, but you can still make
And,
suggestions. So
and they said
maybe.
if I would have had any jokes that were worthwhile, they would have used them. Oh. Oh, yeah, it'll take me a couple of days to get through this transcript and write down all I can remember, because then I'll remember more stuff as I go through the video as well. That's why I love doing these. And they will all be in a book. It'll probably be 2 books, as many
Yeah.
different beings as we've had.
And some answers, they really make an effort to give as much understanding as possible. So the answers tend to be quite lengthy at times. Um,
Yeah, I was wondering when they were given such lengthy answers if that was just, my energy that was seeping in there and talking so much. But
no, no.
I think the avians just like talking.
Yeah.
I think they liked having an audience.
Mm,
So they were milking it.
mm,
And the reptilians just wanted to get that message out.
mm.
And they didn't speak about heartfelt and that kind of stuff. That wasn't how they connect to spirit like we do. And I think that's a big difference in our civilizations. Because when we think from the heart, we actually have a consciousness that exists within our chest with our hearts. It's a magnetic center, it's an energetic center, and it has its own consciousness. Well, I don't think that they do that. I think it might be just like another organ for them, like a gallbladder or something like that. Or maybe they don't have one at all. But that's why they don't think in that heart-centered way. They just think about acceptance and giving everything their due. And
But they mentioned friendship a couple of times. So the basis of friendship is very heart-centered, I think.
yeah,
So
well,
there must be.
yeah, I agree, but that's the human perspective again, right? When we
Yes.
hear friendship, we think of heart.
Well, the energy that came through to me was very, very heartfelt. And I will try to connect.
Yeah, they were very focused on that, on making sure because they wanted to make sure everyone felt that energy. That
Yes.
was highly important to them. That was one of the reasons that they came. That was more important than the words for them.
Was their color like brown, dark brown?
Um, I, I got the impression it was like multiple shades of green and black.
Okay.
And Way hit on that a little bit. She got some input on the color on that, didn't she?
Which color you mean?
No, you mentioned something about color about the reptilians, didn't you?
Oh no, not from me, not from me.
Okay. Maybe it was a different being. Maybe it's just all jumbled in my head. Dun dun dun. Cool. And thanks for you guys for helping me flush this out. And I'm glad you let Sally in.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
thank you so much. Thank you
You.
so much for the
Good
great
night.
session.
You're welcome. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up. Always good to see you, Sally.
Good night. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah, have a good
Thank
rest
you.
of the day and good night. Bye bye.
Good night to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. I was going to say this is one of the first times that we've had more from outside the United States than we did in the United
Yes.
States.
That's definitely a first.
It was truly an international session,
Yeah.
and you didn't have to kick anybody out.
No, only once. Carrie unmuted by accident. So I
Oh,
was like, oh, where's the how can mute? But that was it. That we didn't have any
yeah,
other
the beings ignored it.
Yeah, it was in the reptilians, I think.
Oh,
That was really wonderful.
I'm so glad we did this.
Yeah.
I mean, what those experiences, I'm like, wow.
Yes.
I hope, and I'm guessing it comes through on the video, but then again, I'm reliving it. So, I don't know when those people talk, when they feel all that energy coming through about the open palms and stuff, if that's going to come through. I'm thinking it will on the video, but I don't know if it's the same. I wonder about that, but I was just told it's the same if they want it to be the same.
Hmm.
I love getting those answers right away.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm kind of looking forward to going to sleep tonight to see who comes in.
Yes, me too.
Wow.
And yeah, the reptilian would be happy to have more contacts now, no?
I think so. And I don't know who's coming in on Sunday, but I can call them in. I was thinking about calling in the mantis beings.
Hmm.
They said they're available,
Okay.
but they didn't say that they would come.
Hmm.
But they said if I asked them, they would come. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out if anybody else pops in. What a thrill.
Yes.
Cool. And it's just enough time. It's time to feed my dog and walk
Okay.
my dog. And I smoked $200 worth of fish today.
Hmm.
It was nice. Now I get to go clean up. Yes. And go swimming for all of those other beings if I can work that out. Yeah, it's worthwhile.
Yep.
Yep. Let me know how things go in your dream self.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
exciting. I'm
Very.
excited for you and excited for me.
Yes. Because I wanted to tell that being that they are welcome to come to my dreams in their true form. They should not disguise. And
Okay.
I want to be friends.
That's a loving expression. I'm sure they appreciate that. I know they appreciate that. So we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Love to you. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Thank you also.
Yep. And I'll see you on Sunday.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Yes. Oh yeah, it is tomorrow. Okay. Bye.
Bye.